Hello, this is Bourgeois with Black Education TV. Listen up, family. Listen up. A golf club calls police on black women who are members because they feel that they are playing too slow. We understand that there are rules. There are rules when you go to various places, but come on now. These women have been members for a while, and they say that they are playing too slow. So instead of trying to solve this, they decide to call the police on them. Now, I want to echo what one police chief said on a recent case. This police official said, I don't know if he was the chief or whatever he was, for those of you who like to say, well, he wasn't the chief, he was the sergeant, or he wasn't the sergeant, all of that kind of stuff, right? This police official, he said that they do not want people calling them, trying to use them as their private bouncers. And so apparently that is what's been taking place a lot lately. And the people they are calling on are so-called black people. So I'm going to read the article. I'm going to tell you how I feel about that or what I think we should be doing. Okay. Again, the police were called on these women. These are middle-aged to elder women who have been members for a while of a golf club. And the police were called because they felt that they were playing too slow. So let me go ahead and read the article, family. A golf club in Pennsylvania has apologized for calling the cops on a group of black women after the co-owner and his father complained that they were playing too slowly and refused requests to leave the course. Oh, you're playing too slow. Leave the course. Okay, let me get back to the reading, family. Okay, I'm going to try to just read on through this and then come back with my commentary. I felt we were discriminated against, one of the women told the York Daily Record. It was a horrific experience. Sandra Thompson and 4 friends met up Saturday for a round of golf at the Granville Golf Club, where they all are members, she told the newspaper. The 5 are part of a larger group of local women known as Sisters in the Fairway. The group has been around for at least a decade, and all of its members are experienced players who have golfed all over the county and world, Thompson said. They're very familiar with golf etiquette, she said. At the second hole, a white man whose son co-owns the club came up to them twice to complain that they weren't keeping up with the pace of play. Thompson, an attorney and the head of York chapter of NAACP, told the newspaper it was untrue. On the same hole, another member of the group, Sandra Harrison, said she spoke with Grandview Golf Pro, who said they were fine since they were keeping pace with the group ahead of them. Even still, the women skipped the third hole to avoid any other issues, she said. After the 9th hole, where it is customary to take a break before continuing on to the next 9 holes, 3 of the group decided to leave because they were offended by the earlier treatment, the women told the paper. Thompson said the man from the second hole, identified as former York County Commissioner Stephen Cronstener, his son, club co-owner Jordan Chronister, and several other white male employees approached the remaining 2 women and said they took too long of a break and needed to leave the course immediately. The women argued that their break was the appropriate length and that the men behind them were still on their beer break and not ready to tee off, as seen in a video Thompson gave the newspaper. The women were then told that the police had been called. Northern York County Regional Police arrived, conducted interviews, and left without charging anyone. We were called there for an issue. The issue did not warrant any charges. Northern York County Regional Police Chief Mark Bensel said. All parties left, and we left as well. Since the incident, Jordan Chronister's wife and co-owner of the club, J.J. Chronister, called the women personally to apologize. We sincerely apologize to the women for making them feel uncomfortable here at Grandview. That is not our intention in any way, she told the newspaper. We want all of our members to feel valued and that they can come out here and have a great time, play golf, and enjoy the experience. She said she hopes to meet with them to discuss how the club can use what happened as a learning experience and do better in the future. Thompson said Grandview's offer for a sit-down is not enough. There needs to be something more substantial to understand. They don't treat people in this manner, she said. The encounter comes after 2 black men in Philadelphia were handcuffed and arrested on April 12th after a Starbucks employee called police because they hadn't bought anything in the store. The 2 men told the Associated Press that they were waiting for a business associate to arrive. Okay. So here we have yet another incident where employees of businesses are calling their personal bouncers. They're calling police, in which they are trying to use as their personal bouncers to get the Negroes off the premises. What is the most common thing we are seeing in all of these stories? Black people versus people of other races. Whether they're white, Latino, Mexican, doesn't matter. Calling the police on black people, saying that, look, we need them to be out of here. We need them off of the premises. So you have these people using the police as their personal bouncers because they don't want us in their establishments. Let me tell y'all something, family. I want to come from a different angle, okay? We already know that this treatment exists. It has for a very long time. This is nothing new to any of us. They have been treating us this way for hundreds of years. But one thing we need to get through our heads is this. They are not trying to be your friend. They don't like to be in your presence. And I'm only talking about those who this apply to. So you all can spare me all of the I'm racist stuff, because I am not being racist. I'm telling you what I know is true, what we have all experienced as so-called black people. And none of you have a right to tell us that we can't share our experience or our experiences, because I've had several of such encounters in my life. Now, these people are trying to send us a loud and clear message, but let me say something, black folk. Some of y'all may agree with me on this, and some of you may not agree with me on this. But the Bible actually tells us how we are supposed to conduct ourselves in the land of our captivity. It tells us to come out from among them and be ye separate. Those who choose to live lawless, right? And so they are essentially trying to help us be obedient to the Bible. Like I said, some of you may understand where I'm coming from and agree with me on this, and some of you may not. But come ye out from among them and be ye separate. There's a recent video where I saw where they were saying that they're trying to do some resegregation down in Alabama, I believe it is. You have various individuals who want to keep things separate, white people, you know. And what you have are a bunch of black people whining about it. Now, in that case, I will say we're whining. Why are you whining to be in the presence of people who don't want you in their presence? If they're saying, look, I don't want to be around you. Now, I do agree that we are not to be mistreated because they don't want to be around us. We shouldn't be mistreated. We shouldn't be harmed in any way. But I feel like we shouldn't be sad and hurt and upset that they don't want to be around us. Why whine and boo-hoo over that? These people are trying to help us to be obedient to the scripture. Now, I'm going to say this too, to all of you Gentiles who may get offended, those of you who are walking after the truth, those of you who are seeking the truth. If you are a person who is seeking the truth and you claim to love the Most High Yah and you want to be his servant, then you should not want to be categorized with people who are considered racist, who have this hatred towards us. Because the scripture says, if any man be in Yahushua HaMashiach, he is a new creature. So if you are walking in the way and you are grafted in, then you should not feel any kind of way about what I'm saying, because my words do not apply to you. You should be grateful that my words do not apply to you. If you are grafted into the truth, into HaMashiach, then my words don't apply to you. I'm talking to those racists who do not want to be in our presence, who can't stand us and keep telling us time and time again that they can't stand us. And so instead of our people whining and crying about it, oh, they want to segregate, they're helping you. The Bible told us to be ye separate. So don't whine about that. Don't feel hurt by that. It's kind of like a video I did years ago where I was talking about how our people during the Martin Luther King era, we were marching and fighting for the right to sit up in restaurants and be served by people who look, I don't even want you in here. And I was saying to myself, why would we sit there and beg and boo-hoo and whine to be fed by people who don't even want us in their establishment? Why would you even want them preparing your food? Do you know how personal food is? Food is a very personal thing, and you're begging these people to prepare something for you, and they can't even stand you. To me, it shows that we have some problems, some mental problems, if that's what we're wanting. If you're begging for people, feed me, massa. If you're doing all of this stuff, you're going up in these establishments, you want these people to prepare food for you. It really sounds like we as a people have, well, not we as a people, I'm going to say a large group of our people have mental problems. I'm sorry, family. I'm not calling you crazy or nothing like that. But what I'm trying to say is there's a mental deficiency there when you are begging people to feed you who don't even want you in their establishment. And so back to the ladies at the golf course. This is yet again one of those things where we're trying to fit into a world that doesn't want us to fit. I'm not saying that golfing is their thing, because you can golf if you want to, but what is our problem? Why can't we get it together and start opening up our own golf courses, our own restaurants, our own clothing outlets, our own grocery stores? Oh, wait a minute. Somebody did try to open up their own grocery store. His name was Wendell Pierce. He was a celebrity. Even Michelle Obama endorsed him. But the Negroes said, we don't want to patronize him. I forgot. Yep, that did happen. It sure did. He had his own grocery store. And a lot of black people came on record many years ago. Some of you may remember this. But in less than a year, he had to close his doors because black people refused to set foot in his store. They were talking about how Mr. Chicano, I'm sorry, it was a Mexican grocery store not far away. And many of them went on record saying that they've been shopping there for years and that the Mexican man was good to them. And he always been so nice to us. So I'm going to just keep my business there. He's a minority too. So he's been nice to us. So that's why I'm going to keep going. His place is actually 5 minutes closer anyway. So I'm going to do what's convenient for me. So Wendell Pierce had to close his doors. So family, I'm sorry. Instead of us whining, why don't you just keep away from these places? Why do you want to be someplace where you're not wanted? I wonder if these women are going to continue their membership there. They say that they have a large group, a very large group. So are you going to continue to go there? These people done already told you to get your black self off of the property, called the cops on you, humiliated you, called their personal bouncers, in which, in this case, I'm so glad that the police said, look, there's no issue here. We're not going to be arresting anyone. But they have shown their hand. The Grandview Golf Club has shown their hand. No Negroes allowed. They may not have it up on the sign, like when me and my sister were very young. I mean, we were just kids. I was 12. I believe I was 11 or 12, and she was You know, she's a year and a half older than me. So we saw this whites only sign on the door. I knew a long time ago, I knew way back then that something was different. Whites only. I said, oh, so it's like that, huh? So that means we knew, me and my sister, we knew we can't take our black behinds in there because they have whites only on the door. So we just kept it moving. It's really sad, but that's the reality that we live in, family. And they keep telling us we don't want you in our places, but we just keep piling in, spending our money, refusing to spend money at our own places, or refusing to even try to come together and even open or establish anything. There are so many so-called black people with money, but there's no desire to open certain businesses in the hood. But let me tell you something. Again, I got to talk about that two-edged sword thing. It's a number of different things going on. It goes two ways. Number one, we don't support black businesses because there are not enough black businesses to support. And number two, when you have a black business, but you have poor customer service, or you have customers who want to treat you wrong and steal from you, it's like, what do? So much is going on, so many different angles. When you're looking at our situation and our existence as a people in all of our lands of captivity, if it ain't one thing, it's another. Black business owner can't have a successful business because black folk are stealing from them. I've seen so many cases where you have black people who own a business and it's black people that are stealing from them, robbing them, abusing one another. Now, those of us who talk about things that are happening to us by these other races, we also talk about what we do to each other because we don't condone it coming from any direction. But I think it's more despicable when it's your own people, because it's like you can't even identify with the fight or the struggle because you're a part of it. You're a part of why we are oppressed. We oppress each other. There's nothing wrong with pointing out that others are oppressing us. But when we are oppressing each other, this makes others feel justified in doing so. And so then we all are unfairly judged, saying, oh, you're killing each other. Well, I'm not killing anybody, you see. But others, they want to use those things. They use everything they can against us because we are using so much against ourselves. Again, these conversations, I can imagine sitting down with a panel of people who understood what I'm talking about or understands what we go through, and everyone having something to say, having an opinion to say about our condition, how we can fix things. Because I'm going to tell you right now, family, the direction we're going in is definitely the wrong direction. Now, I understand these women want to have fun. They want to play golf. They call themselves some little fancy name for their little group, which is fine. But at some point, we got to just say, look, if I'm not wanted here, I'm just not going to go here. I'm not going to let an apology keep me around. I'm going to keep my money in my pocket and just choose something else to do. Go fishing. Get yourself some fishing rods, ladies, and go fishing. You don't have to go to anyone's establishment for that. You can go to a body of water created by the Most High Yah himself, cast your rod out into the deep and reel them in. But we want to get into these sports. We want to go to these places where we have to beg Massa to let us through the door. Massa, please let me in. I just want to be around you, Massa. Can you teach me how to play golf? Can you teach me how to do what you do, Master? I want to dress like you dress, look like you look, act like you act, and be around you, Master. But it makes me so sad and it hurts my feelings when you kick me out the door. Please don't kick me out the door, Master. I just want to be here so bad. Now, I'm not saying that that's the case with these ladies, family. But sometimes I get in these moods to where I just feel a little bit frustrated with our people because we don't want to see the handwriting on the wall. As a matter of fact, I'm not trying to be funny and I'm not trying to judge anyone. And I'm not going to even say these ladies here, but I'm going to say that I know black people who are kind of bourgeois and they look down on other black people. And I'm not talking about calling people out on their mess, because you have people who say that when I do videos about black people that I'm looking down on my own people. I've had people say that, and that is frustrating. So are you telling me that we can't address our own mess without you accusing someone of looking down on your people? I don't look down on my people. I love my people. Yah knows I do. You see, but I'm talking about the bourgeois black people, the so-called uppity black people who do look down on our own people. And when they see discrimination cases against our people, many of them say, well, if only they were this, or if only they were that. But then when it comes knocking on their door, now you have a reference point because you just got the same treatment as the insignificant Negro over there that you look down on, the one that you think is insignificant. You just got the same treatment. We've been seeing an increase in those types of stories as well, to where bourgeois blacks are getting their wake-up call, their Negro wake-up call, that I don't care who you are, how much money you have, that you're still a Negro. Like I said, I'm not talking about the ladies in this incident because I don't know them. I'm just saying that there are black people that I do know who do have that bourgeois attitude. But then it goes back to that other part again, the catch-22 of being black. I understand why some black people separate from other black people. Nobody wants to be robbed, shot at, gang banged, drive-by shooting. Nobody wants any of that either. All around, we have problems. As a people, we've got to get it together. We have got to do better than this. Just so much is happening, family. And as long as we're trying to melt our troubles away by blending in with people who don't want us to blend in with them, you can't separate yourself from us. We're in this together, family, whether you want to believe it or not. To the ladies who endured this incident, welcome back to the club. The Black Club. They just showed you who you are. Okay? Now I'm going to tell you who you are. You are from the 12 tribes of Israel. And it was prophesied that we would be in the land of our captivity. And those that hate us shall rule over us. And that they would do the things that they did to you, that they would discriminate against us, that they wouldn't have any regards for the old or the young, the man or the woman. This was prophesied. Okay? So every chance I get, whenever I have time to cover these stories, I want to remind my people that there is a biblical reason why these things are happening. There is a prophetic event taking place when we go through these things. It was prophesied that these things would happen. And these things serve as our wake-up call to return back to our Father. If my people, which are called by my name, would humble themselves and pray and seek my face, seek his face, and turn from their wicked ways, then we will begin to see change. And with that, I will say shalom.